You ever think about your favorite baits? Not necessarily favorite color or the favorite one in particular, but your favorite type of bait or favorite category, what you like to throw in those just desperate situations, or what's the first thing out of your box that you're ready to chuck? Or say you go into a new pond or lake or river or creek and it's either crystal clear or muddy as heck. You have the colors in your favorite baits to throw in those times because they're your favorite, so you just have them. We thought about this and we wanted to share our top 5 favorite baits with you.
Yep.
I'll go through 5 of mine, Trey will go through 5 of his. We'll do this back and forth just to get your opinion on it. We'd like to know what you think, what's your favorite baits, and hopefully our sharing ours with you will help you gain the insight to pick yours.
Indeed.
Anything you want to add to that?
No, you said it pretty good.
All right, well, I guess you just start with your first one then.
Alrighty. T-rig beaver baits. Absolutely love throwing these suckers whenever it's desperate and need a bite. Pitching into cover, into structure, pulling something out from under a tree or from a bush, just beating the bank with the sucker. Absolutely love it. Especially this Prawn 4.2. Really enjoying these suckers. It's just kind of like my thing to where if I'm just struggling getting something finessey, I'll just go to that. I'll usually catch a fish.
All right. Well, Trey made it kind of easy. I mean, my first bait is also a T-rig. Now, I'm not necessarily going to keep it to creature baits such as craws or beavers or even worms. It's pretty much any type of soft plastic on a T-rig I like. Worms have certain situations for me. Beavers and craws have other situations. It really depends on, I think, a lot to do with forage, but also just what the bass are biting. This is a Berkley Pit Boss. Really good T-rig bait, really good beaver style bait, or well, craw kind of. All around classic. Everybody loves Pit Boss, but just T-rigged bait of some sort. You know, I'm throwing this 9 times out of 10 when I go fishing. Stained water, muddy water, clear water, just change up the color. I'm gonna be throwing a T-rig.
Yep.
Doesn't matter situation.
I'd venture to say that's likely with most bass fishermen.
Yeah,
T-rigs.
I mean, you gotta think, a lot of people start with the T-rig. It's simple, it's easy, and it gets bit.
And you can throw it on every rod.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. So then I'll go to the Ned rig. Absolutely love this sucker. The Ned rig proved itself to me, what was it, this past spring? Throwing it post spawn, and I was really power fishing with it. I was pulling it through like cover and like getting it up deep into weed lines and stuff, fishing it like I would a T-rig. But because it's so much more finesse and just a smaller profile, I noticed I was getting a lot more bites on this when I wasn't with a T-rig. And it's become a mainstay in my pond tackle ever since. And I've tried many Ned baits, the TRD Neds. I have currently right there the Zoom Beatdown tied on, threaded on. And I like them all. I haven't found a Ned bait itself that I haven't liked.
Yeah, I mean, the Ned gets bit. It's not my favorite lure to throw. It's just not my style. But I know it gets bit, and Trey shows time and time again that the Ned rig works.
Indeed.
And I expected that one to be on his list. My next bait will be more of a category. Jerk baits, hard or soft bodied, either one. I like them both. Fluke style baits. This is the Z-Man Streaks, and this is the Rapala Ripstop 12. Both solid, both catch fish. I like to throw a suspending jerk bait more than anything when it comes to hard jerk baits, and then when it comes to soft jerk baits, or flukes as most people just call them, really anything. You know, there's certain colors I like more, and there's certain situations. You know, if I'm fishing around a lot of timber or a cover structure, I'm going to be fishing with a soft jerkbait, fishing more open water, with throwing the hard body jerkbait. It's just certain situations call for one or the other. I like to throw them both. They catch fish all year round. They're very dependable. I don't throw them constantly, but I would say 1 in 3, 1 in 4 times I go fishing, I'm probably throwing a jerkbait because I know they catch fish.
Yep. Next, jigs. And I'm gonna hold up 2 jigs because, like Logan with his jerkbaits, it depends on the situation with jigs for me. But I always have a form of jig on. And it'll either be a casting jig or a swim jig. And it strictly comes down to what the bite's looking like, if they're going after something moving or if they want something off the bottom. And I always will have a swim bait tied on with the swim jig, or like a crawl bait, or just a creature bait in general, threaded onto the casting jig. Just get up in there and they work. They work time and time again, and I always have one tied on.
Yeah, and again, for my third bait, it's the same thing. That makes it kind of easy on me. I don't have to talk as much because Trey already mostly covered it. Jigs in general.
I had a fish blow up back there.
Any kind of jig, anytime, I like to throw them. I like casting jigs, swim jigs, finesse jigs, flipping jigs, football jigs, any kind of jig. I like to throw it. Yeah, just jigs.
Just jigs.
Skirt or no skirt.
Yeah.
Trailer or no trailer.
Yeah.
They just catch fish. If I had to pick 2, I'm like Trey, it would be a casting jig. This is that Strike King Premier Pro model in 3/8 ounce. And this is the Excite Baits swim jig. I don't remember exactly what they call it. I'm very prone to throwing crawl style trailers on a swim jig. I'll throw a paddle tail every once in a while. It's just not my favorite thing to do. I'm really big on crawl style trailers, especially the Rage Crawl. But that goes for any jig. I'm throwing a Rage Crawl on any jig, anytime. I like them. Except in the winter, I'll go to something a little more dead.
Yeah.
That's where that Berkley Pit Boss would come in. But jigs, they just get bit. Any color, any style, anytime.
Yep. And then my last one's a 2-for-1 combo deal. So I'll be a little long-winded on this one. First up, speedworms. Okay. To me, I prefer to throw a speedworm over a Senko. Simply for the fact is that, in my mind, speedworms are more versatile than a Senko. Senkos work the bottom and everything, but you can work a speedworm on the top too, weightless. Just buzzing that sucker. Pulling that over top of like grass or weeds, really enjoy doing that. I've pulled a lot of fish like that. 2, shaky head. My other finesse go-to. Caught the biggest fish, or my biggest fish of the year, on this exact setup, as shaky head with a speedworm. And I just can't put it down after that. It just works. Nothing to say about it.
Well, my next one is going to completely refute what this idiot just said. Senko. This is that Strike King Ocho. Of course, we're just talking about soft plastic stick baits. Most versatile bait there is. Because you don't have to just work the bottom. There's the weightless wacky rig for that. Even a weightless T-rig, and you jerk it like a jerk bait, which was intentionally what it was initially what it was intended to be. This T-rigs, wacky rigs, shaky head, whatever you want to do with it, it works and it catches fish. Time and time again, it is proven to be the biggest fish catcher of all time. The most universally unique, I would say, and versatile bait there is. I have recently got more into wacky rigging, which is where you move it, weighted or unweighted. You just twitch it and it flutters. Kind of does this number. I like to throw it weightless. That way I can work it in the middle to the upper water column. But you can also throw it weighted, which again You can work at any part of the water column you want. It's just going to start sinking after your twitches. I have always thrown it mostly as a T-rig, which I feel is just tried and true, and it gets bit time and time again. But again, I've put them on shaky heads. They get bit. You can work it as a jerk bait. They get bit. Any color, any style, well, any brand will catch fish at any time.
Now, I'll amend my previous statement in the fact that they do work. But for working the middle of the water column, I just personally prefer the action of a speed worm. That's my go-to. I like the smaller profile of the speed worm. I like the actual tail itself kicking. I know you could get Senkos, swimming Senkos and stuff like that, but I've just always been more of a fan of the profile of the speed worm. Now, I'll still throw this sucker. If Logan's catching them on this sucker, I'll switch. All right, don't get me wrong. But I'll usually have a speed worm tied on before I tie a Senko. Then what's last for you? Because
your turn.
I killed Shaky Head.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yep.
Last for me is the only uniquely topwater lure on this list, and that is going to be a popper.
Yep.
Specifically in the summer and fall. You can throw them year round and catch fish year round. I just think they're to be utilized, and they are most productive in the summer and fall months. Work slowly is what I like to do. Now, you can walk them fast, and you can actually, walk the dog with them. But for me, I just like that slow twitch, or well, pop, pause, twitch, pause, that sort of thing. But I have worked them fast and caught bass. It just all depends on the situation. I tend to like darker colors, blacks mostly, or I like to throw chartreuse, and that'll be either chartreuse and white, or like a frog color or bluegill color that just incorporates chartreuse. But that popper, that's my favorite topwater. That's my
Vicious?
It's just my number 5 top 5 bait. I mean, it's good. Yeah, this is that Vicious
70, 80?
80. It's a big sucker too. That's a good size popper there.
Yeah.
Loud. But that really rounds out my list. This is just my go-to topwater.
Yeah.
Topwater's not always our go-to.
No. I rarely throw it, if I'm being honest.
Which, not to say that it doesn't catch fish or anything, it's just not something I tend to do. I have much more confidence in these other 4 types of baits that I pointed out, and as well as those. But, topwater poppers have been doing really well for me this year. And I think they earned a spot in my top 5 confidence baits list.
Yeah. If I was to add a strictly topwater to mine as a wild card, I would say buzzbait. Simply, that's the only topwater lure that I have experience catching a lot of fish with. And by a lot fish, I mean here and there.
Yeah. And that goes to show you, we have different confidence baits. We're throwing different things.
Yeah.
But we both catch a lot of fish. And if I do say so myself, some biggies.
Yeah.
It's me tooting my own horn though. But we might have to cut that. But anyway, yours will probably be quite different from ours. You might have some similarities. I know everybody loves a Senko. It is what it is. Everybody loves a, well, I'm not gonna say everybody loves a jig.
It's rare to find somebody that doesn't like a jig.
Yeah. But if you're just getting in to bass fishing, try every one of these out.
Yeah.
They will all catch you fish, most likely. It just depends on where you're at and when you're at. That might not be proper English, but that's what I said.
I mean, all these lures here are relatively affordable. I mean, like, there's not a lure on this table that's more than, I would say, $9.
Yeah, no.
Like, you could pick up a pack of Zoom speed worms for like $4 or $5. You could pick up that Premier Pro model jig from Strike King for $3.
Yeah.
$4.
Yeah. Yep. T-rigs, depending on what your favorite trailer is, you're probably going to be in that $3, $4, $5, $6 range.
Yeah.
Jerk baits. Jerk bait, probably the most expensive thing on this list. I'm not positive what the current going rate for this is. It's probably about $9. Somewhere right in there. But yeah.
But then to boot, you have the soft plastic jerkbait right next to it, which is this $4 or $5.
$4 or $5. Senkos, depending on your brand, you could get Yamamoto's for $8, or you can get. I think I picked up this 30 pack of Ochos for like $10.
Yeah,
that's a steal, and that is currently my favorite Senko style worm there.
If I would have to pick a favorite Senko, I'd have to say the Ocho.
They just smell so dang good.
Oh yeah, the caffeine scent's addictive.
Café de la Selle.
That wasn't English.
No, it was French.
I speak some French too.
Yeah.
We surrender.
Ba-da-da.
Anyways,
is coming to a conclusion. Yeah. If you haven't noticed, we're kind of just rambling on now.
We could talk about fishing stuff for days, honestly, but
it's just, save that for another video.
Yeah.
What we're planning on currently doing is in December. Now, don't hold us to it yet right now. But we're planning on releasing a video every
weekday.
Business weekday throughout the whole month.
Yep.
That's 5 videos a week.
Chock full of gear reviews, probably some light instructional stuff to get the new fishermen for the next season kind of up to date on what they need to start trying. Right. And then like some Christmas like gift ideas for that fisherman in your life or fisherwoman.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to be calling it Gear End Reviews on our gear reviews. We're going to throw in other stuff. The fishing videos will probably be to a minimum just because we're going into the winter months, December, January, February.
Yeah.
That's going to be our hardest months to catch fish here in Kentucky.
30-degree weather with no ice, so no ice fishing content, or just bass fishing will be dead most likely.
Yeah, so, we might try, we're trying to decide if we want to take a trip to Florida or something like that just to get some more fishing videos for y'all. But who knows, we'll see. It's getting close to 7 o'clock. It's getting kind of dark, so we need to go.
Yep. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, all right?
Yeah,
helps us out so much. And on that note, we're out.
Yep.